Welcome to Lunch Break Sports.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Lunch Break Sports. I'm your host, Joey Sherman, and I'm with my co-host, Reed Benos.
What's up, everybody?
Now, this episode is going to be solely Knicks-focused. I'm really excited for this episode. You know, a lot of Knicks fans of the school, a lot of people who like to talk about the Knicks. And to kick it off, there have been a lot of great Knicks moments in history, but we're going to be talking about some of the more recent moments. Now, first, I'm just going to play the broadcasting clip from this moment, but it is the Mike Green double bang on the Dante DiVincenzo 3 points, so just listen to this.
Corner to Brunson, sidestep, three-pointer, shot, it's good! Took the bounce and went in. 2-point game. Ball knocked loose, and Maxey gets knocked down. Hart takes it away. Out top to DiVincenzo, his shot won't go. Hartenstein the rebound. Hartenstein gets it out to Anunoby. DiVincenzo a three. Bang! Bang! Knicks take a 1-point lead with 13 seconds remaining.
So, Reed, this is the first candidate. It's just an amazing sequence of events, you know, with down 5, hitting the 3, the chaos, the definitely fouling. I think Josh Hart admitted to, or I think Isaiah Hartenstein said, oh, we definitely fouled him on that play. I don't know how they didn't call it, which is definitely true. Crazy. Dante DiVincenzo misses the 3. He gets the rebound, gets right back into rhythm, hits it, wins the game for us. Just an absolutely iconic moment.
Yeah, it was one of the craziest moments I've ever personally watched. Like, I thought the game was completely over. I thought it was a lost cause, but then Josh Hart comes in with a clutch steal, kicks it out DiVincenzo. He misses. Hartenstein gets the rebound, kicks it back out DiVincenzo, and he just
drills it, yeah.
The double bang.
Yeah, that's a classic moment. And also, I mentioned the Isaiah Hartenstein interview before. In the interview, the question was, what was the loudest you've ever heard the Garden? And he said that moment, because just how crazy it was, the situation, the playoffs, you know, just an insane moment. And for moment number 2, it's another game against the Sixers, and this is going to be your guy, Josh Hart. Let's listen to the clip now.
Brunson. Oubre forces him to give it up. Hart hands it to him. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Brunson, drive, swing, Hart. He connects! Huge 3! Knicks lead!
Now, for me personally, this moment was like, I was there to witness this moment. I was at that game with my friend Rafi Romanowski. He didn't come with me to the game. We just both happened to be there. It was a crazy game. Game was tied. Seconds remaining. Josh Hart, not somebody known for shooting. He tries to pass. It's not open. He's wide open at the 3-point line and just absolutely drains the shot. It was just an amazing play, an amazing way to end the game, especially considering how the game ended with Buddy Hield's, you know, terrible chuck-up shot at the last second.
Yeah, I mean, you can't leave Josh Hart open, and this shows. This clip is exactly why you can't do that. It just, he's an NBA player. All NBA players, or most NBA players, could shoot threes. I just think it was not smart of the Sixers to just leave him open, especially in that clutch moment.
And it's also important to note what they were doing that whole game. Like, it's not just that they were letting him shoot there. They were letting him shoot the whole game, and it was kind of a productive strategy a little bit, but in the clutch moments like that, you really can't leave somebody open, because moments like that happen and the Knicks take over. And our final moment is going to be against the Pistons. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. In case you don't, I'm going to play the clip, but this one is just a beautiful moment.
Quick inbound to Brunson. Got to be careful with the ball. Thompson's got those long arms. Down to 12 seconds. Brunson holding. Knicks trying to wait till the end. Brunson puts up a 3. Bang! Bang! Jalen Brunson hits the 3 with 4.3 remaining.
Now, this moment probably had the most implications out of the other ones, you know, because this is a 3-2 series against the Pistons. This was a tough team, very physical team. We didn't really like the matchup at all. If we didn't win this game, it was going to be a Game 7, but Jalen Brunson absolutely drains the 3, crosses up Asar Thompson, and sends the Pistons back to Detroit. It's just an amazing moment.
I mean, yeah, they call him Captain Clutch for a reason. Most clutch player in the NBA. I mean, there's nothing else really to say. It was an amazing shot, and we deserve that win.
Yeah. Now, Reed, out of all 3 of those moments, which do you think was the most iconic?
For me, it's definitely the Dante DiVincenzo double bang, because I just remember watching that. I was terrified of the Sixers because I remember Joel Embiid was playing like the MVP, and it was just such a relief to take home that game that we were most likely gonna lose because we were down like 2 and there was like only a couple seconds and they had the ball. So yeah, that was definitely it for me. What about you, Joe?
For me, I mean, all of these moments are obviously amazing, huge playoff win moments, crazy. But I think even though I was there for the Josh Hart one, I think I have to go with the 3-pointer on Asar Thompson to win the game. I mean, we won the series because of that game, sent the Pistons home. It was just an absolutely like euphoric almost moment for like all Knicks fans across everywhere. So that's my take. Thank you so much for being on the segment, Reed, and let's move on.
Deal or no deal?
All right, I'm here for my next segment with my friend Michael Kreyman.
Hello, guys.
And today he has actually brought me some trades, potential Knicks trades, hypotheticals and I have to answer if I were the Knicks, would I do them or not? So, Michael, let's go straight into the first trade you have here.
First trade I have here is Miles McBride and a second for Malik Monk.
Me personally, I would have to say no deal on that one, and I think it's because Miles McBride, or Deuce as we call him, he may just look like a decent role player, but he's so much more than that. He is incredible off the bench. He's got great energy. He can be clutch. He's been in those moments. And also, he's on a really great contract. I'm pretty sure his contract is like 3 years, $13 million. I'm not sure when that expires, but considering the injury when he re-signs, I don't think it's going to be much more than that. And to swap him for a guy like Malik Monk, who I feel like just doesn't have the upside.
I mean, he like 2-3 years ago he won Sixth Man of the Year.
I get that, but I think that Deuce embodies this Knicks team much more than Malik Monk would, and to give up a second on top of that is just something I'm never going to do. Let's see the next trade.
All right, the next trade is Walker Kessler for 2 firsts and Mitchell Robbins.
Okay, so I really like Walker Kessler as a player. I think he is a great piece to have. I don't like giving up the 2 firsts, but I really don't like giving up Mitchell Robinson because this is a guy that he hasn't really played that much this season. He's getting like less than 20 minutes a night, but he's top 5 in the league in offensive rebounds. Like they let him play one of these past games, and he had like 22 rebounds, and 9 of them were offensive. Like for someone to have that big of an impact on the game is huge. If there was a way I could get Walker Kessler without giving up our center, I would look into that. 2 firsts. It's probably fair to give up just 2 firsts for him, but I'm a little concerned. Like, Mikal Bridges trade, we lost a lot of draft capital, and we probably shouldn't have done that trade, but I do think it just helped the team in general get to where they are now, with the Jason Tatum stuffs. Like, what if we don't beat the Celtics, I feel like we're not even talking about the conversations we're having, which is what I think Knicks fans don't understand, that Mikal Bridges, like, whether he overpaid for him or not, that was as much as we had to pay because he's on the Nets, and he put us in this great position that we're in to be a contender. And even considering the lackluster start he had to the Hawks series, I think he is still looking better than people are saying he is, especially in this series against the Sixers. He's had some decent shots, so I do think he's more valuable than people say. But I would not be able to give up 2 firsts and Mitchell Robinson, considering the lack of first-round picks we have and the impact that Mitchell Robinson can have on a game.
For a third trade, we have DeMar DeRozan and 2 firsts for Mikal Bridges.
Ooh, okay. Like I said before, I do really like Mikal Bridges. I think he's better than people are letting on, like I just said. But I do think 2 firsts would be like a decent amount of compensation for him. I think the issue with that is that we gave up 5 first-round picks for him. And I don't feel comfortable giving up somebody that we traded 5 first-round picks for after 2 years, like giving him away for 2 first-round picks. And for those reasons alone, I'm going to have to say no on this trade. I don't think What do you think? Because I'm kind of on the fence here.
I actually wouldn't do this because even though I'm getting 2 first, Mikal Bridges is still a better defender and a better scorer and much younger.
Yeah, and I think the biggest factor we have to talk about it. I mean, it's the defense. I mean, in this playoff series, we've had to, go through a series of different center play. We had Cat obviously as a starter. Then Mitch got hurt one game, so then we had to use Huck Porty, and then it went down to even Sohan. And I mean, we need all the defense we can get on this team, and to swap it for somebody who doesn't really play much defense and is older doesn't really make sense to me. I could see how people would want to do that, but for those reasons, I'm out.
So this is the final trade, and this is involving Giannis. And the trade is Tyler Kolek, Karl Anthony Towns, and 3 firsts. And the 3 firsts are the 2026, a 2026, and a 2028.
Now, to start, we have to mention that, the Knicks said they weren't interested in Giannis, which could possibly not be true. It could be like leverage, but we're going to put that aside for the sake of the trade. I think usually when people talk about these Giannis trades, they mention it's probably going to be Cat and then a mix of like OG, Deuce, Mikhail. But this trade is pretty interesting because Tyler Kolek, while he's very talented, I think he could be a stud in the league, isn't really that vital of a piece of this team. What kind of concerns me the most is like the 3 first-round picks and Karl Anthony Towns. Because the 3 first-round picks, like if we're trying to win now, 3 first-round picks, like it's tough, but I can totally get behind that. But Karl Anthony Towns has been really exceptional for us during this playoff run, much better than it was in the regular season. Maybe not much better, but definitely a step up. And I think that he's been playing more physical, and I really like the way he's been playing. His shooting's great. His physicality's great. He's just a great player for this team in general. And it would be hard for me to give him away after just, 1 or 2 seasons with him. And so for that reason, I wouldn't do the trade right now. However, the East is wide open this year. I mean, the Celtics are out. The Pistons are looking not as great. We look like the best team in the East, if we're being honest. We blew out the Hawks. And I think it's important to note that, I feel like we should give Cat his run right now. I know technically you're not even allowed to give trades right now, but in this hypothetical, we have to give Cat his time to shine. And if he doesn't really make it at least to the finals, maybe you could consider getting Giannis and taking that step up. But I wouldn't be able to let myself do that trade until that happens. What about you? What do you think?
Well, my whole thing is that why Giannis is not that great of a player, why actually I didn't have him in my top 10 is because the league now is surrounded by people that can shoot 3-pointers. Karl Anthony Towns, that's a center. Who else?
He's like the shooting big,
Yeah,
he's
like
known
the
for his
stretch
3-point.
big. And there's a lot of bigs like that, but would I do this trade? Probably not, because I just gave up 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges, and then I'm gonna use all my other picks basically on Giannis, who is coming off a year where he's actually been injured for most of the season, so health is also
important.
a question.
That's important. I kind of forgot about that. And I think when it comes to picks right now, the Knicks don't really need too many rookies. They've hit on a lot of their draft picks, and they haven't been able to really use them. But I do think giving away all of the draft capital is kind of like bonus currency for the Knicks right now, and to give all that up in one trade is kind of rough. But for Giannis, it might be worth it. All right, so that's this segment. Thank you so much, Michael, and let's keep going. Let's do a Knicks tier ranking. All right, I'm here for my next segment with Eloise Goldberg.
Hey, guys.
And Rebecca Luftig.
Hi.
This has been a long time coming, and today we are going to be doing a Knicks tier ranking, S, A, B, C, D, and you could put 2 players in each spot. And up first, we have an easy one. We have Jalen Brunson.
Amazing player. He has exceptional footwork.
Personally, I think it's definitely S, just because, he has carried our team for
Yeah,
a
I'm
while.
going to have to say S also. He is a glorious king. I just feel like he really made us a team.
Yeah, he really brings us all together.
I mean, he's also really turned this team around, in these past couple years. He's brought us consistently the second round of the playoffs, where before that was kind of out of the picture, with those teams that really had no talent on them. So I think S is the perfect pick. Up next, I have an interesting pick for you guys. Where do we put Mitchell Robinson?
I love Mitchell Robinson. He's a gentle giant. He also is great as offensive rebounds.
I mean, I really like Mitch. He's also not a starter, and you only have so many slots for
He
everybody.
protects the rim.
He is the protector.
I love him, and when Embiid grabbed his ankle, I wanted to personally attack
Grab
Embiid.
Yeah, I didn't really like Embiid for that either. That was a I don't even.
I'd like to announce it on the podcast that if the Knicks do make it to the finals, there will be a party at Rebecca's house.
Where do we think we're gonna put him on the tier?
Personally, yeah, probably C.
Okay. I mean, you got to save room for other players because up next we have OG Anunoby.
OG is. Oof. Okay. Well, I love OG. I love him so much. I really hope he makes a fast recovery for this game and the next one. I think he's such a clutch player. I think just amazing things about
I
him.
think he definitely has his days, though. where
And
it's
I mean, like, sometimes in these Knicks games, we love to say, like, Brunson's leader of the team, but I can name countless games where OG has been the best player for that
OG
game.
and his threes, like, they just
He-
really come in clutch.
He can really put you back into the game and keep you in the
I
lead.
fully
And
agree.
I think he's such an underrated player in this league. I think he's way better than people think.
personally,
So, what's the verdict? Which tier?
I'm gonna say B.
B. Okay.
I'm going to have to second that.
Okay, we have OG and B. All right, next we have Jose Alvarado, recent add to the team. He's called Grand Theft Alvarado. He's great at steal. Okay, so now what do we think?
Okay, so I think that his confidence, I love it, but I'm
Yeah.
not saying that he's like a bad player. I just feel like his energy is really good. Obviously, we don't see him play that much, but when he does play, I'm proud of him.
And I think the Knicks have been really good at using their bench in this playoff specifically.
I
Like we
agree.
see Huck Porty getting in, we see Sohan getting in, we saw Alvarado. All right, so
Okay, so I think that we've decided that it's going to be a D for him.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Because we haven't got to see his full potential yet.
I just I'm not gonna lie, like D.
So we put Brunson in S, Mitchell Robinson in C, OG in B, and Alvarado in D.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got
Next,
the whole lineup.
we have Deuce McBride.
A.
I
S,
love
S.
Deuce. Personally, I'm probably gonna put him in C. I love him so much, but I just don't have the connection I do with other players with him.
I personally think that he's one of the best, and I believe he should go in S.
I love him so much, and he's such a nice person. I do love him. It's just like I have a connection with a lot of the players, but something about him, like I just don't connect fully with him.
Yeah, I met Deuce McBride. He is a nice guy.
We're doing S. He goes to S.
Are we sure?
Yeah,
Can
it's a
we-
little
I mean, you have still 2 spots left
we are
open for
doing
A.
S.
Do we want to use
Wait,
A
there's
here?
an A?
There's
Oh, let's
S,
do
A,
A.
B, C, D.
Okay, A.
A.
Putting him in A.
I'm putting it in.
Okay. Okay, next up, we got another energy player. We got Josh Hart.
Oh my God,
I have a picture with
love
him.
this guy. Love,
Wait, actually?
love. Hart, when he comes in clutch at the end of the games, like I actually just like I'll do anything for him. Like he's just like
Anything you say.
and his Mike and Ike's love, I just like love that. And I love the roommate show podcast of him and Jalen Brunson. I just think him and Jalen Brunson's bond is something that like it's irreplaceable.
So, yeah.
Such a dog.
So I've personally met him before, and I personally think that his personality is great, and I just think that he really deserves this A right next to McBride.
All right, so we're putting Josh Hart in A
Josh
tier.
Hart A.
Okay. Next, we have somebody who I think has gotten a lot better during this playoff series. Someone that I've really
Can I guess
seen
who it's
like.
gonna be?
Yeah, sure.
Mikal Bridges.
It's not Mikal Bridges. It's Jordan Clarkson. I think
F.
his defense. There's not even an F. I think his defense has gotten a lot better. His offensive rebounding. He's much more of a team player.
I do agree. I remember when I first like saw him like really excel, and I was like, "Yo, who is this kid?" And and now I've really grown to like him.
Okay, so we putting him where?
Big
C.
Okay.
D.
D? Okay, Jordan
D.
Clarkson goes in D. All right, next we have Tyler Kolek.
S.
Can you give a little reason?
Tyler Kolek saved Christmas.
All right, keep going. Let's hear. What's
I
your
love
argument?
Tyler Kolek. His energy. I don't know if you guys have seen this. He gave up on my Instagram reels of he was on the streets of New York and he was like dribbling and he was just like amazing. I love him. I love his game day fits. I just love everything about him. I just think his energy, his performance, they just really make him 1,000% amazing.
Okay, so right now you have Brunson and S, and then A is filled with Hart and Deuce. B has OG, C has Mitchell Robinson, and D has Clarkson and Alvarado. So where are we going to put Kolek? There's a spot in S.
S.
There's a spot in B, and there's a spot
I'm putting an S.
in
I think
C.
Towns should go in S because
No, Towns will go in A.
No, but we don't have any room in A.
Yeah, you have S,
What?
B, and C left.
I
You
think
already used
B.
your A slots.
Wait, who's in A? Take them out.
We have
No, we
Deuce and Josh Hart. You can't go
Hart
back.
and
Oh.
Deuce. So I think B.
And next up, we have Mikal Bridges.
Mikal Bridges. Has he been doing his best lately? No. Do I love him? Yes. Does his smile light up the room? Yes. But I really do like him. He seems like a nice guy. I just want to see more from him, if I'm being honest.
We need to see his full potential.
Okay, so where do we think Mikal Bridges is going to go? Do we want to
Mikal
put him in S or B? C, sorry.
C.
S or C?
C.
C, okay.
If this next one isn't Towns, I'm gonna throw a fit.
And the next one is Jeremy Snow. No, I'm kidding. It's Karl Anthony Towns.
Karl Anthony Towns. You know, he's a great basketball player, and he's such a nice guy. Did you guys see when he helped get the ball out of the thing that was stuck the other night? He has so much aura. I love his earrings. I just think that he's amazing. I just love him. Like, he doesn't deserve the hate.
I actually met Karl Anthony Towns multiple times.
Really?
He's such a nice guy. He really, he's just great. All right, so we're putting him in S.
Putting him
All
in
right, so we have
S.
the final
Wink,
tier
wink.
ranking as such. We have Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns in S. Deuce McBride and Josh Hart in A. Tyler Kolek and OG Anunoby in B. Mitchell Robinson and Mikal Bridges in C. And Jose Alvarado and Jordan Clarkson in D. All right, well, thank you guys so much for being on the pod.
Of
And now let's go to that
course.
next segment.
Woo! Bye, guys.
It's you, dudes. Dudes again.
All right, I'm here for another segment with my good friend Ben Winter.
Hello.
And we're going to be going through some recent Knicks moves, trades, and we're going to talk about, if they were the right decision for the team at the time.
Let's do it.
First of all, we traded away R.J. Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, and a second-round pick for OG Anunoby and Precious Achiuwa. Now, R.J., IQ, those are guys that Knicks fans, I think, had a soft spot for. They were good pieces of the team, young, talented guys. But OG Anunoby is just such a perfect fit for this Knicks team. It'd be really hard for me to say no. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the city of New York loves OG. The other guys were great. Achiuwa's not in the Knicks anymore, right? He's in the Kings, right?
He was certainly a good piece,
Yeah,
but he's
for
not
sure.
on the team anymore.
For sure. Yeah, I think it was a good trade for the Knicks. I think they probably won. I think, yeah, definitely a quality move.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to see so much talent go, especially because you picked R.J. Barrett so high.
Yeah.
But when you have the opportunity to get a player who's already won a championship, who has
Mhm.
experience, who is a great defender, which is definitely something
Yeah,
this
that's
team needed
definitely,
and still does need, I think it was a great move.
Yeah.
Now, this next move is a little bit of a controversial move. Mikal Bridges for 5 first-round picks. Now, what do you think about this first? And then I'll give you my take.
Mikal, last year in the playoffs, he was incredible. Against Boston with the turnovers. Obviously, 5 first-round picks was a lot. I mean, Luka was traded for 1, so it seems expensive to me. But for what Mikal gives, I think it's almost I think it's a little more expensive than it needed to be. But it's a good.
It's also important to note that if we're trading with the Nets, we're not going to get him for less than 5 first-round picks. And we knew at the time he wasn't worth 5 first-round
Mhm.
picks. That's clear. But we knew he was a great fit for this team. He was a Villanova guy. That was before we got Cat. We had all 4 of them. We
Yeah.
knew he'd be a perfect fit. He's a defender. He doesn't get injured. He's a great fit for this team. And to give up 5 first-round picks, is that a lot? 100%. Was it too much? Probably. But would I make this move again? I think I would make this move again because I don't think we're getting him for less.
I think personally, you could take those 5 first-round picks. And was Mikal traded before Luka? Honestly, Dallas was so ready to trade him that you could make an argument that those 5 first-round picks could have turned into Luka, or turned into AD, or turned into something else that I think could be more valuable for the Knicks. But obviously, it's a good move.
Mm-hmm. And last, so you are a Timberwolves fan.
Big
So
Wolves
this will
fan.
be close to home. And you can give the perspective for each team.
Yep.
We have Karl Anthony Towns and pick swaps for Dante DiVincenzo and Julius Randle. Now,
Yep.
this trade was an absolute blockbuster of a trade, trading the longtime Minnesota superstar Karl Anthony Towns to the
overall
Knicks,
pick.
first overall pick. He's superstar caliber player. What do you think about this move from a Knicks perspective? Do you think this was a smart decision to let go of one of the Villanova guys and a solid player in Julius Randle?
Well, the city of New York, they kind of were going against Randall. He had a lot of injuries and was kind of getting a bit of hate from the city. And Dante, everyone loves in New York. Like, he's a Villanova guy, Nova Knicks. It was kind of hard for me to watch him be traded almost because I kind of liked seeing all the Knicks Villanova players get to play back together. But yeah, I mean, I see why they did it though. Like, I understand what they saw in Cat, like what I saw in Cat. Like, but now, Cat, he has like a bit of a defense problem. Like, he can't
For sure. The lineup
always-
definitely needs more defense still.
For sure.
Because, Brunson and Cat aren't very defensive players.
And I feel like they lost a bit of, like, a decent amount of defense from Randall and Dante. Like, now Dante's a great defensive part in the Wolves defense next to AU and it's a great defense backcourt and frontcourt. But the point I want to highlight is in the Western Conference Finals, right, in 2024, in the first 3 games, Cat put up 16 points, 15 points, and 14 points. Now, for a superstar on an NBA team in the Western Conference Finals, that is unexcusable, right? You can't be doing that for a team in the Western Conference Final. For a first overall pick to be doing that in 3 straight games, that's unexcusable.
I think it's also important to note that there was kind of a situation in New York where people didn't know whether to keep Julius Randle on the team or Obi Toppin, 2 players of the same position, and they ended up getting rid of both of them. I think we should have kept Obi Toppin. Me personally, he's a good piece now and kind of help the Pacers beat us. But I do think this was a good trade for both teams. Now you can look at Cat and say, "Oh, why would the T-Wolves ever trade him? That's such a stupid idea." But the reality of it is he was going to cost them a lot of money that they did not have. Because you have to pay Anthony Edwards. I believe they already paid Gobert.
Yeah, they did
He would
pay
also
Gobert.
be much less expensive. And to pay Cat as well would basically, you wouldn't really be able to afford anyone else.
Yeah.
So to get rid of Cat, get some pick swaps, get Julius Randle, get Dante DiVincenzo some nice pieces is good for them. I also think it's good for the Knicks because we really needed that second superstar, the tandem between Brunson and Cat. And when they're on the court at the same time, is it a little bit of a defensive issue? Yes, that's my biggest concern as a Knicks fan, but it's also important to remember we have OG Anunoby, we have Mikal Bridges, and we have these guys who can be good defenders. We also have, every year we kind of get 1 or 2, bench players that sit on the bench the whole game, but when in clutch moments where we need defense, they come in,
Yep.
Last year it was DeLon Wright. This year it's Kevin McCullough, There's a lot of different pieces that we can utilize, and I think if we utilize them correctly, we can be a really dominant force in the league.
Yeah. And in 2024, the Wolves, I'm pretty sure they were ranked number 1 in defense, actually, with Cat, which is kind of surprising. But I really think, I really think that was Rudy's defensive player of the year, and I really think that we took him to the maximum of what Cat's defensive prowess can be, and it wasn't that surprising. It wasn't wow, he's an incredible defensive player. He averaged 0.7 steals and 0.7 blocks. That's not superstar numbers for a superstar defensive player. And yeah, last year we made the Western Conference Finals. The year before with Cat, we made the conference finals. So of course, with the trade, we wanted to go further. We wanted to take that next step. But I think that move, getting rid of Cat, gave us a position to take that next step. And I think the same thing happened for the Knicks.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a good move for both of them. Who do I think it benefited more? Just by the fact that Cat is a superstar and he's significantly better than the other players in this trade. I think that Knicks probably won the trade more. What do you think?
I think it was very close.
I agree. It was very close, but I do think the Knicks had the edge.
Yeah, I can see where you come from. I see Dante, he has brought our 3-game up tenfold, and Randall is just all around incredible player, very hands-on and great at attacking. So yeah, I see where you're coming from that.
As a Knicks fan, I really want Dante to return back to New York. Do you think that the Timberwolves would consider letting him go?
I saw during the trade season, some mock trades that would send him back to New York, and they looked kind of underwhelming for me. It was maybe a 2nd-round pick. I think he gives more to that team.
All right, well, thank you so much, Ben, for giving us a different perspective
Yeah,
on
thanks
the
for
whole
having me, man.
situation. And let's move to that next segment.
Knicks jersey review.
All right, I'm here for my next segment with my friend Levi Falkenstein.
Hello.
And so today we're going to be going through some Knicks jerseys. He's going to be telling us what he thinks about the different designs that they've come up with over the years. So for the first one, we have the blue home basic Knicks jersey that they wear for basically all of the games. And what do you think? It's the Swingman, I believe it's called.
It's pretty basic. They wear it every game. Not all, but at home they wear it every game, and it's just like a 7. It's not the greatest, but it could be better.
Okay. Next up we have the city jerseys from 2023 and 2024 in collaboration with Kith. In 2023 we got the blue version, and in 2024 we got the white version. The jerseys have letters that kind of have a shadow, and like if it's blue, the opposite color. And they have pinstripes down the middle. What do you think?
These are pretty much the most tough jersey that New York has gotten, but they should really bring them back.
So what score would you give it?
I'd give it an 8.
Okay, that's solid. Next, we have the city jersey from this year. We have the cream-colored variant with the checkerboard along the side. It kind of looks like the color of their court. So what do we think about this one?
This one was so bad. I don't know why they even created this. It was like a 5.
A 5, really? Okay. Next, we have the 2025 Statement Knicks jersey. It's the black with the blue and orange along the sides in like a gradient sort of. It's pretty basic, but I think it's nice. What do you think?
Yeah, these were pretty nice. Seeing them on the court was very nice, and they have a really good color on the side, which keeps them like balanced, and it's just not too bright and not too flashy. So it's like an 8.
Okay. Then we have the famous 2013-2014 Knicks alternate jersey, the all orange ones. These ones are very very orange. They have not much on them, but what do you think about these?
These were pretty flashy. They kind of looked like a traffic cone, but they're like a 6.
6. Okay, I would have gone lower. I don't really, but next we have the classic alternate jersey 1996-1997 jerseys. The ones Marcus Camby wore. You have the orange, the blue, and then you have the black along the sides. What do we think about this one?
They're pretty much the same as the basic Knicks jersey, so they're pretty much still a 7, but maybe like a 6.5 because they just copied.
And the last jersey we have here is the Knicks City jerseys from 2020 to 2021. You can see it says New York Knicks City Never Sleeps in a circle. There's white numbered grading on the sides. What do you think about this one?
These ones are pretty nice. I mean, they represented New York, and they're just really nice. And they were probably like an 8.
Okay, so out of all of these jerseys, which one do you think was your favorite?
Yeah, the statement Knicks jersey.
I would say my favorite. That's tough. I think I have to go with the city jerseys from 23 and 24, with the pinstripes. I don't know. I think they look really nice. But I also do really love the normal jersey that they're wearing right now. I think it's just a nice look for the Knicks. But yeah, let's go to our next segment. Thank you, Levi, for being on.
You're welcome.
All-time Knicks draft.
All right, I am here for my final segment with Mr. Hefetz.
What's going on?
And yeah, we're going to be doing an all-time Knicks draft. We're going to go alternating, and you have to pick one player for each position.
Starting lineup. Okay.
All right, so you told me that you think there's no way you lose this draft.
0% chance.
Okay, so what we're going to do is after the draft, we're going to put a poll out, and we're going to see who the people think, which team the people think is going to be better.
The people need to do the work and
Yeah.
actually not just look up stat lines. This isn't just in terms of like fantasy. This is in terms of like actual on-court production. I'm probably throwing out some names out there that existed before the listeners were born.
And you also told me that you could win even if I got first pick. So I'm going to take advantage of that. And with my first overall pick, I'm going to take Clyde Frazier. He's
Go
a
ahead.
Knicks legend,
Yes.
point guard, Clyde, cool, the suits. He was a great player, won 2 championships for us. I think it's a great pick, first overall. Who are you taking?
That's the obvious first pick, I think. One of 2
Yeah.
obvious
And so you take the other
first picks. And keep in mind also, I don't know what you've got on that screen. There's no research.
I prepared a little thing just to make sure I don't lose. I think I could do it without it, but
Yeah,
I don't want to lose.
there's no preparation here. This is off the dome.
Okay.
Okay. So you take, obviously you keep track of who's off the board.
Mhm.
Okay, so you've taken a point guard, you've taken Clyde Frazier. I'll go the obvious. I have to. That's my guy at center, 7 feet from Georgetown, number 33,
Patrick
tri-captain, Patrick Ewing.
Okay. So
I've got my anchor,
okay.
one of the 50 greatest players of all time, the
And
greatest Knick to ever put on the blue and orange.
And so my draft strategy was to actually let you have Ewing because, as most people may know, 2 of possibly the 3 greatest Knicks of all time are centers. And so with my second overall pick, I'm going to be taking Willis Reed,
Go ahead,
who's
take Cap.
another legend.
Yep.
And
okay,
I
so-
think my team now I have is one of the best point guards and one of the best centers.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
it's going to be hard to defeat.
yeah, you've got the 2 critical pieces of the 270s championship teams.
Oh yeah, we're
So-
winning 2 more, baby. Let's
okay,
go.
Okay. So let's see. All right. We've got Patrick Ewing. I'm going with my second pick. You gotta go small forward, number 30, Bernard King.
Okay, that's an interesting
Could
pick.
not stop that man from scoring. People want to think about Carmelo Anthony as the best scoring Knick of all time, and there's a reasonable argument for that. But Bernard King before his injury, if we're looking at just those years with the Knicks, I mean, the guy single-handedly, and like not even with a full hand because it was like broken in half the places, defeated the Isaiah Thomas Pistons.
Oh, for sure, he's a legend.
So that guy,
But
yeah.
I mean, me personally on my draft board, Bernard King was not my number 1 overall small forward.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
But with my next pick, because you already took a small forward, so you can't even take Carmelo Anthony, I'm going to save him for later.
Yeah, don't need him.
I'm going to take Earl the Pearl Monroe.
Okay,
at
you really
shooting
are
guard.
constructing the 1973 championship team.
When
Okay.
when you look at shooting guards, Knicks all time, there's not that many options compared to like center and small forward. So I want to take somebody who is going to, be a legend on my team,
Mhm.
and that's Earl Monroe.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you've got Frazier, Pearl. You got the Rolls Royce backcourt with
And
Willis Reed.
And
Okay.
you got Ewing,
and King. All right. Let's see. Do I take a guard? Yeah, I probably should take a guard at this point. Yeah, oddly enough, not a lot of strong shooting guard options in Knicks history.
I mean, there's only
because
one
really
more I can
Pearl
think of.
Pearl was a point guard that they converted into a shooting guard to play along with Frazier, and
Of course.
it shouldn't have worked, but it did.
It did. It really did.
Um,
But I mean, there's only one other decent shooting guard I can think of in Knicks history, but I don't think it's comparable to Earl Monroe.
Nobody that I would want to pick as the 3rd overall pick in a draft. Maybe as a 5th pick, but
Mhm.
not my 3rd pick. So I'm going I'm going to take a point guard.
Okay.
I'm going to take a point guard. There's a lot of choices, and I can list them all because I don't have to worry about bringing any of them up since you've already taken
Exactly.
Frazier. There's Mark Jackson.
Uh-huh.
There's who was for a time a Knick, Rod Strickland, but there would be who else? Stephon Marbury, who like in a vacuum, incredible player, but like as a Knick, worth taking him. Jamal Crawford as another like amazing highlight reel player, but not a guy I'm gonna take. I think the logical thing right now is I'm taking current cap. I'm taking JB. I'm
Okay,
taking
okay.
Big Body Brunson.
I was wondering because if you didn't pick Jalen Brunson, you listed all these other point
Oh,
guards, I
yeah.
would have been
No,
heavily
it's-
confused.
Yeah, no, it's Brunson. He's gonna be up there with the greatest Knicks of all time.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. He's certainly bringing the Knicks back to life as of recent. But I want to, take another guy who he's a position that neither of us have touched on yet. Power forward.
Mhm.
I want to take the best power forward because I have the best point guard. I have the best shooting guard, and now I also want to take the best power forward
Mhm.
and just dominate you. And I'm going to take Amari Stoudemire.
Ooh,
With
okay,
my pick.
okay.
I think there's one other person you could take for power forward. I mean, I guess there's two.
No, there's
but,
a few.
But Amari, I think, is the best out of all of them.
There's a few. So it depends what you're looking for. Amari, I get, but like Amari, essentially, if we're looking big picture, had half of a not just all-star, but like MVP ballot tenure with the Knicks. He had half of a
Mhm.
season. His first season, right before they made the Carmelo Anthony trade, he was playing. I mean,
Out of his mind.
he had like a 10 consecutive game streak of scoring 30 or more points.
Wow.
So he was amazing, but brittle, injury riddled. His legs couldn't hold up. He punched a fire extinguisher and broke his hand in a playoff series against the Heat.
Yep.
So like, love the guy. Also shout out Amari Jew.
Yeah, he actually wished me a mazel tov for my bar mitzvah. It was in my bar mitzvah video.
He and
awesome.
he and I exchanged a nice Shavua Tov to
Really?
each other when I met him. Yeah, he's
That's
legit.
nice.
He was wearing tzitzis.
Yeah.
So not a bad pick, big picture, but like his best years were as a Sun, not as a Nick.
Yeah.
So if I'm going Nick power forwards, and I'm gonna put the power in power forwards because I've got the big man down low,
I
like
think
Willis
I know who you're
Reed.
going.
Willis Reed, big, big enough, but not
Not huge.
capable of stopping Patrick Ewing down low.
Mhm.
Certainly not going to be comfortable coming out there and really contesting his jump shots. But I don't have a lot of defense. Like Bernard King, not underwhelming defensively, but not known for his defense. Jalen Brunson, for all that we love him for,
Nah, he's not a defender.
defensive liability. So you got to have the enforcer. You got to have the guy who's going to get the rebounds, who's going to do all that dirty work. Now, there are options here, and I go between a few players. But there's really only one choice, and you got to go with the greatest enforcer in Knicks history, Charles Oakley.
Thank you. Okay, that was the pick I would have picked
Now,
if I were in your position.
And people don't realize, like, Oakley was more than just an enforcer. Like, yeah, like he'd knock you upside your head and flatten you, but he was a beast on the boards, fantastic low post defender. The energy and soul of the team in a lot of ways, just in terms of like just true grit and toughness. But he had a baby jump shot. You could not leave him wide open for like a 15-foot jump shot. Like he would drain it. So like he was not going to put up amazing numbers, but you leave him open, he can make you pay.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like your draft strategy is more like cohesive, like
I want
building a real team.
I want a team.
But I'm
not
going
all-star team.
I'm going off based of like which players together have had championships like in reality, like Oakley, did he ever like win anything?
No.
Not really. No.
There's
Ewing didn't win.
No rings on my team right now.
Brunson didn't win. Did Bernard King even win?
No,
he
Bernard
didn't.
King.
So
no.
you have a combined 0 rings on your team. And on my team, I have Frazier has 2 and Willis Reed has 2. We're counting that. And then how many did Earl Monroe get? Did he get 2 as well?
1.
Or did he got 1? Okay, then Amari didn't win anything. So I've got 5 rings to your 0.
Well, you can't call them 5.
I mean,
2 of them are the same. You have 3.
I mean, they're all the same.
No, well, yeah. So really, you've got, let's call them 2.
Yeah.
Because Willis, Frazier, and Pearl all played together for 1 year.
Yeah.
On that won a championship, and then one without Pearl. So,
Mhm.
yeah, you got 2. But yeah, we're also looking at the eras in which they played.
Yeah.
To be fair, like King, also bad injury luck after cut his career short, but up against, we're talking, that's like the heat of the Bird Celtics, Showtime Lakers, even the bits of the Dr. J 76ers runs that they had, and then Ewing, sadly, the Jordan era. JB, we'll see. Let's hope this year we get a little closer. Actually, taste that champagne.
We're looking good so far.
Yeah. So now, okay. So I'm down to my shooting guard. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
no, it's my pick.
It's your pick.
Oakley.
Okay,
it's
that's
my
right.
pick.
Sorry.
So I mean, I've alluded to it before. I think he's just such an amazing scorer, and maybe the argument could be made that he was better on the Nuggets, but I think he was good enough on the Knicks to where you can make the argument he was also good on the Knicks, like in his like earlier years. Great player, great scorer. I'm gonna take Melo at my small forward.
Okay.
To round out my team, and also I'm thinking about adding an extra like bench player into it, so we get like a 6.
Oh, I like the 6-man.
You like
pick.
6-man?
Okay, I like that. I like that.
And it's not going to be based on like who was like you can't just take like Karl Anthony Towns as your 6-man. You have to take someone who's
bench player.
actually was a 6-man.
Yeah, deal.
For a decent amount of time.
I like it.
Okay,
I like
deal.
it. Yep. Okay, so now rounding out my team. So I've got Ewing, I've got Oakley, I've got King, and I've got Brunson. So shooting guard, not a lot of depth there.
Nope.
Clarification on the rules.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a shooting guard who also split time as a small forward. Is that an option, or they have to be exclusively a shooting guard?
If I look them up, it has to in their bio, like on Sports Reference, it has to say shooting guard. It might say shooting guard then small forward, but they have to be shooting guard.
Good. Okay, so that opens up a little bit. So let's see. So I'm not taking anyone currently fitting that role. No shade to any.
Not McHale.
No. Not. He's not there yet. We'll see. In another month's time, maybe he winds up in that conversation. Not a lot of true shooting guard depth. Like, I have a soft spot in my heart for John Starks, though I'm not taking him. Too streaky. The heart and soul of those 90s teams, but too streaky, maddening. I don't need to relive that pain in that way. So I'm debating between two players who were teammates.
Now, can I just mention that on my draft board, I had Earl the Pearl as my ideal shooting guard, but then under that I had Starks as my backup. So you're not even taking anybody on my list right now. This is everyone else has been on this list. Let's see what you come up with.
Yeah, no. Stark, I want to. There's a part of me that wants John Starks.
Oh, also the only person on my board that hasn't been taken yet is Dave DeBusschere.
Dave DeBusschere, I mean, that's one of my guys.
But he's not
22.
a 6-man, so he can't be. He's snubbed.
No, yeah. He's unfortunately no shout out. Rest in peace, Dave DeBusschere. But no, not on my board. Do I go raw scoring ability? Or okay, you know what? All right, so between this one's a toughie, but I gotta go with someone who I feel a little bit more comfortable with defensively, because I've got scoring and I gotta have someone in the backcourt that I can trust a little bit more. And even though I'm not taking John Starks, he would fit that bill. I need a little bit of that edge still. I'm going number 8, Latrell Sprewell.
That's a good pick. I like that.
Can run the fast break. Can score from anywhere. Energy, fire. He satisfies a lot, and not a terrible defender. Someone who my other pick would have been Allen Houston, but as a pure scorer, like, that guy could shoot the lights out, but I've got enough scoring on that team.
All right, so I have to take a bench play here. Now, I am in a tough situation. I think a little tougher than you are, because I have a feeling that among these two players, whoever I don't take is going to be your pick. And I'm thinking of these two guys, right? And on one hand, one of these players is my dad's favorite player. Shout out my dad. He won NBA 6-Man of the Year. He was great. He was on my draft board. I mean, we're talking about John Starks right here. I think he's a great pick for 6-Man. But I also need to think about the other possible 6-man, which would be Josh Hart. Now, I personally believe that a team of 4 All-Stars and Josh Hart could beat a team of 5 All-Stars just because of the glue guy energy he gives the team. Like, I genuinely think he's such a good bench player. And I'm really, really torn between these two. Would you agree that you're going to take whoever I don't take out of those two? Or
I'm not saying definitively, but those are two solid picks. The only gripe I would have is that John Starks, yeah, he was a six man of the year, but that was converted. He's primarily been a starter during his Knicks tenure. Once Allen Houston was signed, they moved him to the bench. But I'll allow it. He's a solid pick, but Josh Hart, that's a tough one for me to leave off. I have to really do some digging to find
and also
someone I
like the
better.
fact that he won Sixth Man of the Year should qualify him enough for bench player. I mean,
Agreed. Agreed.
I think if I don't take Starks, you're taking Starks.
It's an option. It's there. I'm thinking of him.
I
For
don't
sure,
know.
he's there.
I also need to remember that this is going to a vote among the people. And so this is really, really tough. I really want to take Starks. I was really hoping that you would take Starks so that I wouldn't have to take him. But I really want both of them. Okay. For my pick, I'm going with Josh Hart because I've seen him play. He's amazing. I know Starks is amazing. I've met him multiple times, but Josh Hart really does. I mean, we're talking 2023 Josh Hart right here, not 2025 Josh Hart. The Josh Hart that would die for everything, make those crazy plays.
I still take
hustle.
2025 Josh Hart.
I think he's better as a player, but not as a bench guy because the minutes. And he was able to do more things when he was coming off of the bench.
No,
and for that reason,
pick.
I'm taking Josh Hart. And who's your pick?
Good pick. He was someone I was leaning heavily towards. So kind of stole him in a way. I've got options. Okay. All right. I am not gonna take John Starks.
Okay.
Strangely enough, this might do me in. I'm not taking John Starks. I need someone else who is high energy, and also I need some more defensive energy and rebounding, blocking shots, but also someone who can score the ball. This is a controversial pick, maybe. Now that Josh Hart is off the board, I'm going Marcus Camby.
Okay. I kind of like that pick actually. I don't know. I feel like you reached a little bit, but I do kind of like the pick.
It's a reach. There were some other people in play, hence my hesitation. But Camby, when he was on the floor, he made things happen just from the center position, the backup center position, as opposed to Josh Hart, who as a wing would do more. But I feel good. I feel good about this team.
I feel really good about my team actually. And so yeah, we're gonna put these teams out for the public to vote on once this episode comes out. We'll see who wins. You know, obviously you should vote for my team because it's very clearly better. I mean, more experience and better. But
not if you're in my class, in which case you have a great incentive to vote for me.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Hefetz, and that's the episode.
Pleasure being here, man.